We're live. Maybe. You never know anymore.
Zach, turn off that MMG video.
Yes! It worked! It says we're live. Maybe.
I'm not seeing it, but
Yay!
okay, we're live.
Yeah,
We're
we
up.
are. We're live.
Oh, cool. Yes, we are live.
All right, cool.
Alright.
So
Hey, everybody. Oh, I just got the notification.
we don't have to wait because no one's gonna join this.
Hey, everybody. We're running out of ideas. Please send help.
Yes. But
DM our Instagram, seeing what ideas we can do for frontline football.
We're running out of ideas. We
Obviously,
still got 10 more Sundays until football.
obviously, you can see on how what we're doing today. We're doing top 10 projected wide receivers,
Can we
and
predict the preseason for that board?
there'll probably be some news going on in there.
We should probably predict golf
yes.
at that point.
Frontline golf.
All right, cool. Well, we're actually gonna get to the
receivers.
main topic of today. That's who is our top 15 to 10 wide receivers. So Jack will start us off with his list, and then I'll go, and then Josh will go, I think, because we have it
That's
kind
the
of
order that it's in.
Yeah.
I
Alright.
don't know half my receivers, but okay.
You don't have your receivers?
I don't even remember what I put down.
You got this. Well, I gotta go
Could be
first. But you got
surprising.
this one. You get this. Alright, coming in at number... I don't remember what number this was. 16.
15.
Oh yeah, it's DK Metcalf somehow. Now I understand he's coming off a down year, and the quarterback situation ain't looking super great. But you know, there's still a chance they could go out there and grab Baker Mayfield if they want. And Drew Lock is not good, but still, maybe DK is a little healthier this year, and he's going to get a lot of opportunities to catch the ball. I still think he's going to be in this range based on his pure talent alone, but they need to get this man a quarterback ASAP because he's starting to fall off this list if he's not careful. Coming in at 16, we have Jalen Penguino Waddle, the Penguin Master himself. Jalen Waddle. Now, there's a lot to get into. He has the rookie all-time receptions record, which is pretty impressive. And he also has a new friend in his the Miami Dolphins receiving core, and that's Tyreek Hill. So that's going to either... Well, that could kind of help him because it gets the attention off him, but at the same time, he'll has less opportunities. But I think the positives will outweigh the negatives here. He's definitely going to be a top 15 receiver. I expect a big year out of him now that he has an opportunity to thrive against the number 2 cornerbacks as everybody panics over Tyreek Hill. Okay, number 14 is Mikey Pittman. Very excited about him. He's just recently became the Colts' number 1 receiver. T.Y. Hilton left, and now things are sort of just happening over there. He's getting the opportunity. While he was inconsistent at times last year, he was a pretty solid complement to JT's run game, and I think adding Matt Ryan, well, I don't know if it's like a massive upgrade over Carson Wentz necessarily, because Carson Wentz is pretty solid. I do think Matt Ryan is going to try to throw the ball a little more to Michael Pittman, and I'm very excited to see what he does this year as a full-time number 1 receiver. Number 13, Keenan Allen. The man's pretty consistent for the most part. He's been the number 1 receiver for a while. He's got a stupid high contract at the moment, but he's Herbert's number 1 guy. He's pretty versatile. He can play in a lot of different places, and I think he's going to be critical to Herbert's eventual MVP or Super Bowl push if they make it that far. Okay, so that was 4. One more honorable mention, I think? Or maybe 2 more honorable mentions. Here we go. Scarier Terry McLaurin at number 12. Now, this man just finds a way to dominate no matter who he's with. Taylor Heineke, Carson Wentz this year, Ryan Fitzpatrick for half a game. It doesn't matter who's throwing the ball to Terry. He's getting 1,000-yard receiving games, or not games, 1,000-yard receiving years, and he's doing his thing. He's going to thrive again. I think Carson Wentz is potentially the best quarterback he's had, which is a little sad. That's debatable still, but Scary Terry McLaurin is definitely going to be up there. He's rock solid and just got a major bag. So number 11 is going to be A.J. Brown. He went to Philadelphia to go play with Jalen Hurts. It's going to be interesting. It's a little different from the Dolphins, even though it's similar opportunity where it's like Jalen Hurts and Tua have these big receiver duos with major opportunities. But A.J. Brown is just sitting outside the top 10. I think Jalen Hurts is going to be able to elevate his game this year, but also I'm a little concerned how much Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, and the best run game in football is going to take away from that. So you kind of got to balance that out, but I do expect a solid year out of him. Hopefully he can stay healthy for a full year. We see it sometimes, but not all the time with him. All right, number 10 is, I got part of the list spoiled, It's Debo. It's Debo. Well, he is. I don't know if he ever got paid or not. Maybe. I don't think he did yet. But Debo Samuel is a wide back god who requested a trade, but I guess he gave up on that dream for some reason. He doesn't really care anymore. He's at the practices. He's wearing 49er stuff. He seems happy enough, so I think they're going to figure that out eventually. But Debo was really dominant last year. That was mainly because he started to play the running back position as well. But I think this year he can take a jump and be a top 10 receiver once again. Maybe not that insane load because that's really bad for Debo's body. So I try to chill out on the whole running back thing and just focus on the receiver part of his game. But he's got a big opportunity this year. But I'm a little nervous about the potential QB switch. We'll see how fast Trey Lance comes off the ground, and that could also depend on Debo's production as well. Number 9, CeeDee Lamb. Now, this is definitely a projection, but I do have a lot of faith in CeeDee Lamb this year. He's getting the keys to the Dallas Cowboys' number 1 receiving option. Michael Gallup probably will either be just getting ready or not ready yet, so this is his chance to really shine. I think he's going to thrive in the new number 1 receiver role. I think he's going to do big things this year, and this is his year to finally show he's a number 1 receiver, and I think he's going to establish himself immediately as a top 10 receiver. Here we go. Number 8 is DeAndre Hopkins / Scary Bird God. Now, can't say much here. He wasn't healthy last year for the most part, but when he's on the field, I still believe in him. He's going to be really good. And while with new weapons, he could lose some of that production, I do expect him to still be right here as a top 10 receiver as soon as he gets back in week 6. So I expect big things out of him again. I'm putting him at number 8. Number 7 is going to be Michael Evans. Mr. Consistent, 1,000 yards every year. He's normally getting double-digit touchdowns, and I think this is going to continue. Godwin may or may not be ready. We'll see about that. Russell Gage is coming in, so there's a little more receiving people in the room, but I still think he's going to put up his 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns, as he always does for the Bucs. So expect Mr. Consistent to be back here. He's going to be around number 7. Okay, number 6, Tyreek, I will clean Tua's dishes Hill. So, Tyreek Hill, I still think he's going to be a very high-end number 1 receiver because he goes really fast. And apparently him and Tua have such insane chemistry that Tyreek Hill says he's going to clean Tua's dishes in the morning. So that was an interesting comment, but it's fine. He's going to be good. He's going to go fast. I think playing with Jalen Waddle is also going to help him. But I expect another big year out of Tyreek Hill. Probably not as big as normal because he's going from Mahomes to Tua, but I still don't expect the production to completely fall off a cliff or anything like that. He's going to be somewhere in this range. Number 5 is Devontae Adams. Now, he's still a top 5 receiver. Not having Aaron Rodgers and having more weapons to compete with. He's going from competing with Allen Lazard and MVS to like Hunter Renfrow and Darren Waller. So I expect him to take some of the target share away that he normally gets in Green Bay, which is why he was the best receiver in the league. But nonetheless, he's still that guy. He's definitely still a top 5 receiver, and he's going to stay there for now. Here we go. Now we're into the top 4. Number 4, Cooper Kupp, Stafford Snuggle Buddy. He's still going to be right up here in the top 5 for receivers. I expect another dominant year out of him, though the reason I wasn't putting him in the top 3 is because he has A-Rob to add to the target share now, along with a potential healthier running game with Cam Akers potentially getting much healthier and them trying to do different things in the offense. But do expect another big year out of Cooper Kupp. I just don't know if you can expect that year again. We'll see. All right, here we go. Top 3 receivers. At number 3, Stefon Diggs. Now this guy, he's pretty consistently up here in that top 5 to top 10 range for receivers, but I think he's going to be a top 3 receiver this year. I think that his opportunity to have a massive workload is a little higher than some of these guys, even if you'd argue they were better than him last year. But Stefon Diggs, I think, will have a dominant year. Gabriel Davis and Jamison Crowder are decent weapons, but they're not as high-end as like A-Rob is for the Rams or like Hunter Renfrow, Darren Waller, Jalen Waddle, etc. So I expect him to get a bigger load. I have big expectations for Stefon Diggs with Josh Allen and the Bills potentially making that Super Bowl run. He's at number 3. Here comes number 2 is Jay Jetta, LSU King 1. Or LSU King 2. LSU King 1 is next. But Jay Jetta is very good. He showed it last year. He was dominant. Kirk Cousins was doing a good job getting the ball to him, even with Dalvin Cook being a pretty dominant running back on top of that. So this is a very big win for Jay Jetta. Adam Thielen is a great compliment to him, but I do expect his production to go insane once again. I expect it to be around where it was, which was top 3. So Jay Jetta staying at 2. And last but not least is LSU King 1, Ja'Marr Chase. He was very dominant his rookie year, won Offensive Rookie of the Year, broke a bunch of records, got his team to the Super Bowl with the help of Joe Burrow. But I expect the Bengals to completely air the ball out this year. Mixon will still get involved a lot, but with the much improved offensive line, this could potentially lead to even better Bengals offense than what we've seen now that Joe Burrow has time. Ja'Marr Chase is going to have more potential for big plays. I think he's going to follow up his dominant rookie year with another sensational sophomore performance. So that is my top 16 receivers. Everybody's looking pretty good here, but that's mine. I'll hand it off to Zach now.
All right, cool. All right, so you're on mine, like list thing now.
Yep.
All right, and my number, I believe it's 15. It's gonna be Jalen Waddle at 15. So let me just. He's pretty solid. He won't he'll take away some of the carries from Tyreek, which is gonna be helpful, and he's really fast. He also led the receptions for rookies and broke the record too. So there's only where but up now. So yeah. All right, my number 14 is Brandon Cooks. He's the best thing the Texans got right now, and he's a very consistent wide receiver since he's came to Houston. He's been like the best wide receiver since Will Fuller and D-Hop. So yeah. Next is DK Metcalf. Now he's gonna take his numbers are gonna go down a lot because he's playing with Drew Lock. That's the reason he's not top 10. And he could move down to top 15 just because of Drew Lock, but he still has a lot of talent. It's just I want to see how he does. Number 12 is Keenan Allen. He's been very consistent in the league. That's actually, there it is. Keenan Allen. He's been very consistent. Justin Herbert hopefully will throw him the ball. I think Mike Williams is his favorite option at this point. But Keenan Allen can be put at the slot, and he's a very good slot wide receiver. So he's probably the best slot wide receiver on this list. So yeah. Next up I have is D-Hop. DeAndre Hopkins. Since the PEDs, that's going to take him back a little. If he didn't have this stuff going on, he would probably be a top 5 to 3 wide receiver, which is kind of cool, I guess. But at the same time, I'm fine with the decision of putting D-Hop at 11. My next guy is, there we go, there's all my honorable mentions. One sec. There we go. My honorable mentions are there. So now we're going to talk about my top 10. My number 10 is Terry McLaurin. McLaurin's been probably the best thing that the Commanders have because their defense is nice, but offensively, J.D. McKissick and Antonio Gibson are not as good as McLaurin, and I really do like how much of a deep threat and route runner he is. That's also the reason why he was the most guaranteed money for a wide receiver in NFL history. That's the reason why. Next is A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown's a super talented. A.J. Brown's super talented, and he's just going to be really good with Jalen Hurts in Philly because I expect a huge bounce, like a huge jump from Jalen Hurts and everything. So having A.J. Brown there will just help him a lot more, and I believe Jalen Hurts is a better quarterback than Tannehill, so he'll get more yards because of it. My next guy is Deebo Samuel. Deebo was really consistent last year, and if he's not like messing around with his contract or anything like that, we should see Deebo play, and he should play very well. Next up is number 7 on my list. Number 7, I think I'm gonna piss a lot of people off with this one, and it is Davante Adams. Davante Adams is gonna take a huge step back because Darren Waller's there, and Hunter Renfro's there too. And Derek Carr already has like huge chemistry with all of these guys, but I feel like since being in the pros, I think Derek Carr will more likely throw to Darren Waller or Hunter Renfrow. Not saying that he's not going to throw at all to Davante, but I'm expecting his numbers to be a little bit down. That's the reason he's not in the top 10. My number 6 is Mike Evans. He's been the king of consistency, like Jack said. I think he's had like 7 straight 1,000-yard seasons or something crazy, like some type of thing that Randy Moss had too. And the only reason he's not top 5 is because my number 5 is Jamar Chase. I can't trust him to be the best wide receiver next year because he could have a fall, but I'm not expecting that of Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase has been the most, not the most consistent, but the best rookie I've ever seen play in the league in my time watching football. So that's pretty impressive to lead your team kind of with your quarterback to a Super Bowl your first year. And just because they drafted you, no O-line help, nothing, just kind of you, and that was it. That's pretty helpful. My number 4 is Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill, I think a new place. The reason he's not top 3 is because new places, that's going to really struggle with him in the beginning. I understand he's saying that he's going to be washing Tua's dishes and all that. They're going to form great chemistry. Have they formed that chemistry yet? I don't know. They might have. But I need to be a little concerned. He could fall, and Devontae could be at 4 maybe, but I like Tyreek Hill's speed. He can really stretch out the field, which is what the Dolphins need, and Tua's accuracy will help out a lot. Next up is number 3, and that is Stephon Diggs. Josh Allen's best wide receiver in that core. Gabriel Davis is nice, but Stephon is really going to have a lot of attention to him, and I really like that about Diggs. He's been very consistent since he's been in Buffalo, and I think he'll just keep that up. Next is Cooper Kupp. He had the Triple Crown last year. I think he could do it again. Maybe, but there's one other person on this list, but Cooper Kupp's been very consistent when not injured. The only concern is if he gets injured, he could drop from like number 2 to number like 7 very quick. He could drop immensely just because of how consistent he can be without becoming injured. And my best receiver for next year is going to be Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson has been the most consistent, not guy on this list because Mike Evans and all of them, but he, out of the 2 years we've seen him, he has posted up amazing numbers, and I think that he can keep it up. And my prediction, Justin Jefferson will lead the league in receiving yards next year. And that's the reason also why he could be the best wide receiver. I also think he could win OPOY next year. There's a lot of things I think Justin Jefferson can do. And if he just gets a better quarterback than Kirk Cousins, I'm not saying Kirk Cousins is bad. It's just if he can get an actual like elite top 5 quarterback or something like that in the Viking system, the sky's the limit for Justin Jefferson. All right, Josh, it's your turn.
Okay. So, one of the things that I was thinking about through the entire time that Jack was saying his stuff was the first thing they said where DK Metcalf would go grab Baker Mayfield. That just sounded really funny to me. Just see DK Metcalf running to Cleveland and grabbing Baker Mayfield from them. I think he'd actually do that. So, let's start off with my list. Now, I did not go all the way to 15 because there are so many good receivers, and I know their names. Comments, don't roast me. I know their names. I just don't know where to rank them. Okay. This is weird. Let's see. And we're not going to bold it. Let's see. I'm going to use this right here. Okay. So, my list goes a little bit like this. Where does it start?
It starts on the top page.
Okay, right there. My first one, as you can see, is Amon-Ra St. Brown. This guy, I believe, is due for his breakout season this year. He has been great in his rookie year, and he's going to keep on showing that, and he's going to bring Detroit to the promised land. 7 wins. Next. 4. My next player on this list. It is A.J. Brown, whose knee was down. This guy is going to do well, especially in Philly with Devontae Adams and Jalen Reagor next to him. I think that he will make that team better than they were the year prior, and they may make it to a divisional round this year with him as their number one option. Our next player is, as you can see, Scary Terry McLaurin. Once he gets his I think he got his contract settled with.
Yeah, you did.
So, he will be a lethal weapon for the Commanders this year. And he will bring relevance to a team that really does not have much going for it, especially because their owner has been subpoenaed by the U.S. government. So, let's just move on to the next person, who is... Oh, wow, this one's a long name. Sorry about that. Bless me. Thank you. Okay. Tyreek, wash your dishes, Hill. Like he said in the interview, it's going to be 2 o'clock in the morning, and Tua is going to wake up to Tyreek Hill washing his dishes. That's their chemistry level. So I think that he will be number 7 on this list. But unfortunately, he won't be any higher because he still does have Tua turnover as his quarterback. My next player is... It'll go up. Oh, must be on the next page. Yeah, it is on the next page. Oh. This is a hard list. There it is. Justin Jefferson is my number 6 player on this list. I think that he's a really good player, and he could probably be anywhere. You could pop and place him anywhere in like the top 6 or 7 range. But he is going to be really good next year, and I think that Minnesota will actually be able to show him off in the playoffs, which will be a lot of fun for the fans watching. And he's going to put up some great stats in fantasy, whoever is glued to that. Next, I have his LSU buddy in Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase did very well in his rookie season, and I think he'll just continue his reign of dominance on the NFL in his second year. He will probably be, at the end of his career, if he keeps this momentum up, one of the greatest players that we've ever seen play wide receiver. So, number 5 for Jamar. Now, my number 4 is Stephon Diggs. I think with the additions that they made in the offseason and with Josh Allen actually getting a running back, I think that Diggs will be able to get some more production this year and have more open looks because now they have a running game. And I think that they may actually be Super Bowl contenders this year, so Diggs is my number 4 option. My next option is DeAndre PED's Hopkins at 3. Now, DeAndre Hopkins has proved that he is probably one of the best players to have ever played this game, and he's going to prove that next year, and he will stay healthy, hopefully, for the entire year. So, number 3 is DeAndre Hopkins. Now, number 2 is Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp has done something that not many receivers have done. He has gotten the Triple Crown for receiving, and that is an amazing accomplishment. I think that with more chemistry this year between him and Stafford, I think that their duo will be even better, especially with Allen Robinson, who will probably stay healthy the entire year and look really good. So Cooper Kupp is 2, and then finally my number 1 is Davante Adams. He has been probably the number 1 for the past couple of years, especially after Michael Thomas fell off after getting injured multiple times and Hopkins had the PEDs and injury. Davante Adams has been really good, and I think he'll only continue his dominance as the number 1 wide receiver in the NFL through the 2022-2023 season. So that's our list, y'all. What do you think?
Yeah. So if you have a list, there should be comments enabled after we're done. When we're done with the stream, if you have any like right now and you're in the stream, you can comment your list. And if you don't have any, then if you're watching this video in the future, you can comment your list down below in the comments. We like to read them, and just note that these are our own opinions. Some of them will be very wrong, others will be right. So just keep it nice in the comments. So yeah, we'll see you next week, hopefully.
Yep. We will see you guys then. I don't know what we're doing next week. We'll see. But stay tuned, because it's going to be awesome whatever we do.